Welcome to this episode on the Health and Happiness Show, where it's my mission to change your mindset so that you can live a healthy and happier life. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's go. Hey guys, it's Ollie here, and welcome back to another episode on the Health and Happiness Show, where today I want to talk about time. And to convey the importance of time, I want to use this hourglass as an example. As you can see, this hourglass is passing through sand right now, and what I want this to represent is that our life is this hourglass, and as each sand granule passes by, that is a day gone by. And as you can see, it goes by pretty quickly, as does life. Therefore, what that means is we need to actually understand that time is running out and it's not forever, right? Yes, time is infinite. It's gone on for millions of years, and it will continue to go on for millions of years until we get sucked up into a black hole, right? But our time is running out, and it's running out much quicker than I think you realize. And here's the thing, right? Because time does pass us by quickly, and regretfully, not everyone realizes this point, or at least when they do, it's too late. What I mean by that is just a couple years ago, my life, so if, for example, this was my life before, me thinking I've got another 60 to 70 years, my consultant told me, Ollie, you just have 5 more years to live. And suddenly the quantity of my life had just gone down by, well, I'm not good at maths, but quite a lot. That was the biggest blessing that I could have asked for in my entire life, because it was that day that I learned the value of time. And that is what I'm trying to convey in this podcast episode today. Your time is running out. Yes, I hope and pray for longevity in your life and that you have another 50, 60, 70, 80 years, right? But that's not guaranteed. There are no guarantees in life. Yes, we can do the work and we can eat the greens and we can do the exercise and we can get our sleep and so forth, but it's not guaranteed. And when 1 in 2 will get cancer, please, 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 let this wake you up today and ask the question, am I maximizing time or am I wasting time? And to truly answer that question, it comes back down to 2 further questions. Am I happy? And am I healthy? As someone who has come from a place of ill health, I can tell you now, when you're ill with illness or disease, you're not happy. And let me tell you this, if you're unhappy, then you're not healthy. Bear in mind, health can be measured across our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. Therefore, my ask of you today, and if you have a journal, please, please, please do this for me now. Or if you listen to this on the go, then come back and do this exercise. Write down one question first, and then we're going to come to another. The first question, am I happy? Answer that question. It's deep. Oh, I'm aware. Answer that question. If the answer is no, go back to episode number 9, The Pursuit of Happiness. Watch that, listen to it. I hope it changes your life. Second question, and this is where I want to move into today in terms of managing time. Is this making me happy? My ask of you today is to apply that question to every decision you make. For it is our decisions that pretty much control our state of health and happiness. Let me explain. I believe, to a large extent, we are responsible for our own health and happiness. Yes, roadblocks, curveballs will get thrown at us. I didn't expect to get cancer at 21 years old. It happened. And I deemed myself to be pretty healthy at the time working as a personal trainer, right? But life can throw these curveballs at you, right? But the reality is, health and happiness is largely within our responsibility based upon the decisions that we're making. Let me explain. You can eat at McDonald's. I'm not going to tell anyone they can't eat at McDonald's. But we need to understand that there's probably going to be a consequence to eating a process-based meal, right? That consequence being a change in DNA, a change in mindset, actually probably leading to a number of mental health issues and causing things such as obesity, which is now known as the second highest preventable cause of cancer. So yeah, there is a consequence to eating that. But hold on, I'm not going to tell anyone what they can and can't do, but I am going to make someone aware of what's probably causing unhappiness and ill health in their life. So we need to understand that there's going to, by making that decision to have a takeaway tonight, cool, amazing, what are you going to get, right? There's going to be an action and a consequence to actually having that takeaway. Equally, you going for a walk today, you going for a run, you working out, lifting weights is going to also have a consequence, but a positive one. It's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you feel, give you that mental, natural high. It's going to build your muscles and it's going to get you lean and whatever your goals may be, right? But it has a positive consequence. Whereas the McDonald's is going to have a negative one. Now we know this, right? We absolutely know this, but actually sometimes we're not aware of this in the sense that awareness can be measured in both conscious awareness and unconscious awareness. You're consciously aware of what you're doing, but often we're unconsciously aware of what we're also doing. And this is what we need to bring to light. On average, we make between 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day. And within those, we're making between 30 to 35,000 decisions, right? How many of those honestly do you think are positive? How many of those are you actually aware of? Probably not many, right? But this is the power of it. The power of decision is that every decision that you make either moves you one step forward towards where you want to be in life, healthy and happier, or one step backwards towards ill health and unhappiness. Let that sink in. Every decision that you make today, and I'm telling you now, listen to this podcast, is a good decision that you've made is moving you towards health and happiness. But equally, every decision that you make can move you backwards. That is the power of it, right? You have goals, and I would hope you have goals, right? But how do you get from A to Z? How do you get from an idea of having a goal to actually achieving the goal? By making enough of the right decisions and not many of the wrong decisions, right? So if there's 26 letters in the alphabet, I think, then you need to make at least 25 correct decisions, right? But let's say, realistically, for every 2 good decisions, you make 1 bad decision. I'm okay with that. I'm actually an advocate of that. Then it means it's going to take twice as long, but actually only 52 steps, right? That's not that bad really, right? But that is the mentality that we need to get into. So if we want to work towards actually achieving our goals, we need to become aware and the controller of our decision making. And actually we need to understand the consequence of both the positive and the negative decisions that we are going to make. That is ultimately how we're going to reach our goals, and that is ultimately how we're going to start to maximize that quality of time. But going back to the question, but before you make any decision, right, or do anything today, ask yourself, is this making me happy? Be honest in your answer there, because if it's not, then why are you doing it? Let me tell you what I cannot comprehend. People who spend decades in a job they are unhappy in. People who stay within a relationship they're not happy in, right? Look, I understand relationships is a commitment. You may have been together a long time, you may have overcome a number of things together. I understand, but it's not making you happy. The job you show up to every single day, 9 to 5, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. If it's not making you happy, then why the hell are you doing it? Why the hell are you doing it in an opportunity land today where we can do pretty much anything, get paid for it, and experience the joy and the happiness that comes with it? That's it. But yet we're in this prison mentality of, I have to do this. And therefore what I would therefore ask you again next is, why are you doing it? If it's not making you happy, why are you doing it? And 9.9 times out of 10, it'll probably come down to ego and status. Why do we go to university? Yeah, maybe for the social aspect, but mostly for the status. I've got my degree. got my master's. It's pretty impressive. I don't have either of those things, right? So look, this is just my opinion. You may disagree, and I encourage you to disagree so I can learn from you. But essentially, this is it, right? I don't really care whether someone has a degree or not. I care about two things, health and happiness. Are you healthy? Are you unhappy? Oh, sorry, are you healthy? Are you happy? Are you unhealthy? Are you happy? You get what I'm saying, right? Are you healthy? Are you happy? If you say no to either of those, then make a change. Within your health, that comes down to the mental, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. And in the academy, the Health and Happiness Academy, these are the 4 pillars, the 4-pillar formula that we work on with the students: mind, body, love, and soul. Because until you address all of those 4 areas, you'll never reach a state of true health and thus happiness as well. Adding to the happiness is what you're doing today, is the decision you're making today can create happiness. Now, here's where happiness can get a little bit disguised in the sense of, oh yeah, I love chocolate and I love pizza and I love ice cream. Oh yeah, that makes me happy. And it actually does make me happy for 5 minutes and then I feel guilty, right? So then we need to get into the habitual side of things, right? And that's where actually we form the happiness habit, right? But maybe we can save that for another day. But my point is this: make decisions that have meaning to you, because in doing so, you're going to create a meaningful life of great health and abundant happiness in your life. Of course, let's not forget your definition of happiness is your definition of happiness. Nor I nor anyone else can tell you what that looks like or what that entails, but that's your idea and definition of happiness. What I'm hoping to convey here is actually that as time does run out, you are in control of your life and you can make changes, right? Because once time has run out, once today goes by, you're not getting it back. Now, I want to add an element of empathy here, because the reality is I am the most empathetic person you'll meet, in a sense of I never judge, I only observe, right? Here's the thing, let's say you've made a ton of bad decisions. I've made a ton of bad decisions as well, right? You're doing the best that you can. And for that, I'm proud of you. You're making the best decisions that you can every single day right now. And what excites me is the fact that you're listening to this podcast is a sign of encourage and hope that you're on the journey to changing your life. That's pretty exciting, right? That's why I created this podcast in the first place, to aid you with those tools that you need. Are you happy? Are you healthy? Are those decisions that you're making each day contributing to that? That is ultimately how we'll create the greatest quality of our given quantity of life. The second part to this lies within the quality of our life way after we are gone. Let me give you an example. This iPhone I'm holding right here, that was created by an idea of a man that is no longer with us, that man being Steve Jobs. The quantity of our time may be limited, but it's the quality of our life that may be limitless. Steve Jobs and the whole of Apple will have a legacy that is limitless. It will go on for a very, very long time, for generations to come, and that's incredible. Now, I'm not saying you need to go down the entrepreneurial route, because let me tell you this, maybe the greatest impact that someone can have is to be a parent, whereby the child that you give birth to, if they have children, they have children, they have children, that's a legacy through a family history, through a family tree. That's amazing. So let's not make any mistake here. This isn't about business. This isn't about anything. This is about your idea of what means the most to you. Are you thinking in that way? Are you making meaningful steps today to creating a life of long-term longevity and impact? Are you? You don't have to, but maybe you want to. Maybe that is your meaning, because let me tell you perhaps the most powerful moment within the Health and Happiness Academy. So the Health and Happiness Academy is a 16-week program. And as the coach, I oversee the transformation that each student makes. It's incredible. Not just the way, not just the mindset, but there is a moment, and it happens to every student, and it's my favorite moment is at different stages for each individual, but it's the moment that they recognize their true potential. And actually, they recognize and realize their self-worth and their ability to achieve anything. How do they get to that moment? They change their mindset, they change their life, right? That is the work we're doing. But the point is, deep inside each of us holds the ability and the power to change our life, to change the world. And I'm not religious, right? But I believe we are all on this planet for a reason. And you listening to this have something to give. You are either currently giving that, or you're on a journey to discovering that gift. The reason why cancer became my biggest blessing is because it's the moment that I discovered my gift that is helping people live a healthy and happier life through my perspective of time. That isn't passion, that's purpose. And as you'll learn in The Pursuit of Happiness, if you haven't listened to it already, that's how we create great happiness and thus health in our life as well. So whether you want to build the next iPhone, whether you want to create a family, or whether you just want to follow the footsteps that you know you should be following, but fear is holding you back right now, understand that you have the potential. And if you don't think so, I challenge you to tell me that. And I will, trust me when I say, I will uncover the potential. I'll help you discover the potential and then unlock it. Because you have it. We all do. We're all here for a reason. Fun fact for you. The odds of becoming a human being are 400 trillion to 1. You are not here by mistake. Your parents may have had some fun without the required protection, and it may have been a quote unquote mistake, but it wasn't a mistake because you were the lucky egg that fertilized, right? Like, if we want to get into the reproduction system, we'll say that for another episode. You're here for a reason. Open your eyes and recognize that. You can and will go on to achieve anything that you aspire to have and want in your life. You just have to know it. You just have to have a little bit of help along the way. And you just have to believe that you can achieve whatever it is that you want in your life. By the end of this podcast episode, my time has run out. The hourglass is empty. And if nothing else, I hope the person listening to this today, the person listening to this in a year's time, understands the value of time, because once it's gone, it's gone. And unlike the hourglass, I can't just turn it back around and it hits the reset button. However, you are given that gift every single day. When you wake up today, tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that, and every day following that, you are given a new gift of time that is 24 hours that I invite you to use every single day. That is a gift of time. That is why it's called the present. Take that present. You're given it. It's not about giving it back, receive that present. Take that gift of time and maximize it today so that you can live the highest quality of life and have a healthy and happy one.